Greetings, 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 my V family all over the world. This is your Chief, all right, on the Wednesday message. I hope you guys enjoyed the Insta live session. I don't know what I spoke about, but I am sure it was important. And sorry, I have not updated you on my Lego progress that well. I've been doing a few projects on Lego. I forgot to upload the first click and the final thing. So what I may do, I'll take a picture and send to Lorraine of the few things that I finished. True story, I did it myself. All right. And you all can see the progress of Lego. And you know, long time ago, I understood one important, I was speaking to some leaders just now, and I realized something. We all make mistakes. Now, this applies to your life and applies to your journey on social enterprise. It applies to life and applies to your journey to max out. And I've said this 100 times, I'll say it 1,000 times. You cannot separate your journey to max out and your life. It is together. That's why I always tell people, what you say, what you do, what system you practice has something to do with your success. But it's not what you say and what you do that is really important. It is who you are that will decide how fast you reach financial freedom. And this is not the law of social enterprise or network marketing. I think this is the law of life. I have learned it. I have grown. I've evolved a lot today, being your chief and upline representing Japa and Dato Sri Vijay. But I was not always a good kid when I was growing up. I was not a good teenager. I was definitely not a good teenager. All right. I think until the age of 26, I was not even a good version of myself. Forget being the best version of myself. But I took the effort to change, to evolve and become better. But whoever you are right now, whether you are starting your journey, whether you are a max out king or queen, it doesn't matter. There's one law of life. You will always make mistakes. Perfection is something you chase that you will never catch. Do you understand? Perfection is something you chase that you will never catch. Like, I am a perfectionist and I was building my Lego, all right? And I made one mistake and I continued building. I didn't realize I made the mistake. I continued building, okay? And then suddenly the last piece couldn't fit and I had to open everything up again and start again from that mistake. And that taught me a very valuable lesson in life. You see, the mistakes we make in our journey of life, we never realize when we make it. We always realize the impact of the mistake later on in our journey. And by then, you have to reopen your Lego of life and go back to the moment of that mistake and correct it. But a lot of people don't bother doing it. And somebody asked me a long time ago, what kind of mistakes can impact my journey in financial freedom? Every mistake, all right, can impact your journey to financial freedom. And why I'm talking about this today on my Wednesday message is not to stop you from making mistakes. You will still make mistakes. You will still do things that are wrong. You will still pay the price for the mistakes you make. And this will never end until the day you die. I'm just trying to reduce the mistakes you make. Because the less mistakes you make, the less things you do wrong, it just increases your chances of success, the chances of maxing out, being financial free. See, ultimately, if you look at our journey, all right, and I've learned this from Japa, Dato Sri Vijay, my mother, you know, all the lessons I learned from other people, just helps me reduce the number of times I screw up, the number of times I make mistakes. All right? And if you reduce your mistakes, you reduce your screw ups, you reduce all those bad things in your life. You cannot eradicate it, you reduce it. It increases the probability of financial freedom. And that's what you want to do. You want to live your life in a certain way to increase the probability of reaching your max potential. Do you understand? Increase the probability. If now the probability is 2%, let's take it to 10%. Let's take it to 20%. Let's take it to 50%. Let's inshallah take it to 75%. Let's take it to 90%. All right? So people who don't succeed in life, people who don't succeed in social enterprise or network marketing, the mistake they made is they didn't increase their probability of success. They didn't adapt, adjust, accommodate. They didn't sacrifice enough. They didn't learn enough. They didn't change enough. They didn't evolve enough. They didn't apply what they learned. See, you beautiful morons, my beautiful morons, downlines around the world, you have learned so much on this journey. You have learned so much on this journey, all right, that the question is not how much you have learned. The question is how much have you applied of what you have learned. There's no use accumulating so much knowledge and applying this much. Do you understand? I rather you acquire this much knowledge and apply this much instead of learning this much and applying this much. So knowledge is useless if you don't apply. Lessons you learn in life is useless if you don't change the next time. All right? So coming back to mistakes, I don't think mistakes are unavoidable. But you must reduce the number of mistakes you made. So I'm going to teach you how to reduce the number of mistakes you make. All right? The first rule, the biggest mistake we make is in our relationships with people. We hurt them too easily. We say things and we regret. And once you say something, it's there. How many times you say sorry? It is there. It is in the universe already. You do something and you say sorry 1,000,000 times. It may make the person feel better. All right? But it's already out there. That person will remember the hurt and pain for the rest of their lives. Do you understand? So it's better to prevent than to cure, you know. Doctors will say, prevent better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. So the first rule you have to learn, which I took many years to learn, I'll be honest with you. I have a problem with this, it took me many years to learn, is before you say anything, think before you speak. Slow down when you are dealing with people. All right? Slow down. I mean, not slow down like, hello, how are you? Not like that, okay? I mean, slow down before you shoot out a sentence, before you make a statement. Just process it. All right? It will take seconds. That's what I mean by slowing down. Is this the right thing to say? Will I hurt their feelings? Do I have enough trespass? All right? Should I say it or somebody else say it? You understand? All right? And that's very important. Hang on, I just got to write a message. It is very important, okay, for you to think before you speak. Okay? Very important for you to think before you speak. 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 That means you process before you say something. Before you do something. Think. And make this a practice. Be passionate. Be excited. But don't be careless. Don't be negligent. Don't be abrupt. Because once you hurt somebody, once you burn the bridge, it's very hard to build the bridge back again. It will never be the same bridge. So if you understand most of our mistakes that impact our journey to max out, is not presentation. It's not where you place people left or right. Even that you can correct. It is not anything like that. The number one area of mistakes that negatively impact your max out is how you deal with people. How you deal with the people around you, how you manage the relationships around you, how you manage your downlines, how you manage your uplines, how you manage everyone around you. Alright, I have to manage my relationship with my uplines, Japa and Dato Sri Vijay. With my downlines, Japa and Dato Sri have to manage their relationship with me. Alright, and every time you take things for granted, whether trespass, whether who you are, I'm upline, I can say whatever I want, shut up and listen to me. There will still be people who are hurt. But if you think, you can say it 10,000 different ways. Do you understand? You can say, listen, I'm here to help, but I also have to tell you the truth. And if this truth hurts you, I'm sorry, but my intent is to help make you better. My intention is only to help you achieve success in this business, in social enterprise. So forgive me before I speak, all right? But I've observed this about you, and this needs to change. And if you change this, you increase your probability of success. You start doing this, you increase your probability of success. You do rule 3, you increase your probability of success. You watch the Wednesday message, you increase your probability of success. You come to VCon, you increase your probability of success. You understand or not? That's why we do all of this. So, the first rule is think before you speak. Practice that starting now. And don't only practice it with your downlines. Practice with your family, even your kids. Because you say the wrong thing to your kid at the wrong time, it will leave a scar for the rest of their lives. And you will not see it until they're 18 years old. And you'll be surprised. What happened? It could be something you said when they were 10 years old. So think before you speak. Alright? Second, very important to prevent mistakes. When you think you are absolutely correct, when you are not sure you're correct, it's okay. Even when you think you are wrong, it's okay because you are already evaluating the situation. But when you think you are absolutely correct, 1,000,000%, you are saying, I'm right. That is the time you need to seek opinions of others. No need to seek opinions of everyone when you are unsure. Seek opinions from others when you are absolutely sure. Alright? When you are absolutely sure, like, 100% I'm right. 99.99999999999% it's your ego. And that's when you need to seek the opinion of people you respect, your mother, your uplines, your mentor. Seek their opinion when you feel you are absolutely right. Alright? The third thing you have to evaluate, if every day before you sleep, you practice this, and I practice this now, not easy. It's a form of sphere of silence, but I modified it a little bit. Don't tell Dato Sri Vijay, but I modified my sphere of silence. Every night before I sleep, after I pray every time before I sleep. Make sure you also do, because he is the ultimate upline. Alright? I evaluate my day and try to identify the mistakes I've made today. Why? Because if I identify the mistakes today in relationship, in something I did, even Lego, whatever. If I identify the mistakes today, I can correct it tomorrow when I start my day. Then it's easier to correct. But if I make a mistake on Monday and I try to correct it next Wednesday, too many things have gone wrong because of that mistake. I learned this from Lego. The next piece, wrong place. The next one piece, wrong place. Every piece, wrong place. You understand? After that piece. But if I check after I put the piece, I immediately check. Now I've started doing it with Lego. I check immediately. And if it's the wrong place, I can correct it immediately before I put the next piece. So before you sleep, spend 15 minutes in humility and honesty. Humility and honesty. And ask yourself, what mistakes did I make today? What mistakes? Just think about it. And if you identify the mistakes, immediately send WhatsApp to correct it or write down a note so tomorrow you can correct it. And don't be afraid to say, sorry, I made a mistake. Say those words, sorry, I made a mistake. You will never hear this today in today's society. Nobody, no president, no politician, nobody wants to say, sorry, I made a mistake. Own it. People will respect you more. If you have made a mistake, just say, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I did that. It was a mistake. Give me a chance to correct it. Give me a chance to win back your trust. Give me a chance to win back your faith. That requires humility. Are you guys with me? Alright? So I learned from Lego. Correct the mistake early, not after 5 years. Not after 50 pieces. Because then 50 pieces are wrong, you know. So you will make mistakes. Try your best to correct it fast. Apologize for it. Repair the hurt it caused. Repair the damage it caused. Sooner better than later. Sooner better than later. So number 1 rule, think before you speak. Think before you speak. Make it a practice. It will happen very fast. Don't, even when you're excited, I want to say something, I want to tell you what I heard. I heard a gossip, I heard this, oh my God, did you know, blah, blah, blah. Think before you speak. Number 2, when you feel you are absolutely right about doing something, saying something to somebody, buying something, spending money, whatever, when you think you're absolutely right, ask a few people's opinion. Because high possibility was your ego. And finally, at the end of your day before you sleep, have the humility and honesty to evaluate your day and identify the mistakes you made and correct it immediately or the very next day. Then the future, the Lego pieces will be in the right place. Are you guys with me? Love you guys.